You talk about profitable storytelling. Can you give us an example of how a well crafted story directly leads to a business win, either for you or someone you've worked with?
Yeah, I can. Okay, so years ago, I was working with this organization that dealt with, at the time, the terminology was the seriously and persistently mentally ill. It was a fundraiser dinner that we had to do, and we had to tell the story of the organization. So I came down there with the cameras, interviewed the clients that they served, interviewed the staff, interviewed some of the board members. And then I had to place each one of their story components into that video in a way that made a common through line. It told the story, captured the essence of the organization. And then we had to present that for their fundraiser dinner. I remember that when I gave them the final draft just before finalization, uh, they were going to play the video and then they were going to do the ask at the end of the event. I said, you don't want to do that. You want to share the video, and then you want to do the ask immediately after the video when everybody's hearts are open because they know what you're about. It's not time for them to cool down. They're in their emotions and their logic. And that would be the perfect time for you to say, okay, in order for us to do this work at a greater scale, to expand capacity, we need your support. Pass the envelopes around, have them make their checks, have them make their pledges right then and there. Well, the board didn't want to do that. They were like, no, 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 we don't want people to feel like we're pressing them. So, no, we're going to show the video and then we're going to ask at the end of the event, and that way they can give on their way out. They didn't want to impose. All I said to them was, okay, I tell you what, I've got to go across town. So I want you to show the video to the board. Just show them the video, this draft, and then reiterate it should be right after the video. By the time that I went across town and came back to the organization, they had shared the video for the board to see. Unanimously, the board said, we need to ask right after the video is aired. And they did that, and they raised tens of thousands of dollars from that event.
Yeah.
Timing is everything. You can't let people get too cold with your message because they forget.